Hello everyone, in this video I'll be ranking all of the Vanguards on a tier list in Marvel Rivals. This is for Season 1.5. As we get into Season 2, I'll also be giving my thoughts based on the nerfs and buffs that are coming to a lot of these heroes. So we have the full list here, and here's the thing. We'll be starting off first showcasing the Thing, who's the newest Vanguard in the lineup. Now, the Thing is very much an anti-crowd control hero, so you can't move him around. Mjolnir can't hit him whenever Thor goes with his hammer attacks. And he's also got this ability here to rush in. What's nice about this ability is it stops targets from using their movement ability, so you can get in and just punch them straight in the face. Another nice thing about the Thing is that if you see like a Jeff ultimate, you can start to do your charging run here, and you're actually immune to the Jeff ultimate. So that's really effective. It is a bit difficult to control, but once you get the hang of it, it will be quite deadly. The thing with the Thing is he's got this nice range on his alternative attack here, and he can hit through enemies and he can hit through shields, so he is a great counter to Magneto and Doctor Strange. His ultimate's also quite nice. It hits in a pretty huge area, and it knocks players up and then lets you get a few attacks in as they're stunned for 2.5 seconds. He's very powerful, also very squirrely. Like if you have a teammate, you can use them to dive backwards and save yourself. He's also got a really nice team up with Susan Storm, so you can always have her there. I'll show you here. So if you're going in to do an attack here, you can go ahead, do your attacks, and if you need to heal out at any time, you can do this dive attack, which will give you 30% damage negation. It will be changing to 25% damage negation, so we'll be going down in Season 2, but I still think it's pretty good. The Thing is interesting. He doesn't really have a he's not as powerful as some of the other heroes, but he's never a bad one to have on your team just because he's hard to get crowd controlled. You just go up there and punch people in the face and use this charging punch here to take people out. He's good at being squirrely. I think that's his best attribute. He's got a lot of mobility, but mainly diving back to the team to get to safety. Now for the Thing, I would have to say that overall he's strong, but he's not as strong as some of the others here. And overall, I'd have to say he's probably A tier if there's a lot of crowd control, if you're going against a team that's heavy on the crowd control. Somewhere around A to B tier. I'm going to set him in the A tier here. It's hard. A very good Thing player will be pretty solid. He could also go into the B tier as well. It's hard with the Thing because he gets in close, but he doesn't have the same mobility as, let's say, the Hulk. And the Hulk has a lot of other abilities that probably make the Hulk a little bit better if we're going to compare the two of them. So I'll set him in the B tier for now. He could go up a little bit higher, but this was a tough one. Compared to the others, like Magneto, who is one of the best tanks in the game. Now, what makes Magneto crazy is he's very good at sustain. It's not easy to take out Magneto. He also has a team with Scarlet Witch, which made him really good in the first 2 seasons of the game, although he will lose that team up going into Season 2. But he gains a new team up that looks a lot crazier because it creates a duplicate of himself with Emma Frost. The team up being this one with Scarlet Witch, where he can create this sword that has insane range, so you literally can be very far away and still hit enemies. So this is great because if you need a retreat, you can pop that and you're going to have range, or if there's just people that are outside of your range. Now with Magneto, he's got about a 20-meter radius here with his attacks, and he can do 40 damage on the splash or 40 on the hit, so it'll do 80 damage total if you hit a target with it. But the splash damage is really nice because you can sometimes hit targets that you may not think you're able to hit. Where I think Magneto is S tier, or really good, is he's got this ultimate here. If you hear a Luna doing her ultimate, you can pop that down in a one-shot or through her ultimate. If you see Cloak and Dagger pop their ult, pop yours, because you'll fly up into the sky and then you can one-shot them, which is actually pretty crazy. I think he's got the best tank ultimate, although Groot does give him a run for his money because Groot can take out a whole team with his, whereas Magneto is just great for taking out healers. But Magneto is very good at sustain. He's got his bubble here he can apply to himself. He's also got a shield where he can protect the team. It's not as big as Doctor Strange's shield, but he's still very powerful, so he also charges up his alternative fire by getting shot at with his ult. And yeah, with the team up with Scarlet Witch and the team up with Emma Frost next season, I don't see Magneto going away from being one of the best tanks in the game. He's got the best sustain in the game with being able to apply a bubble to your teammates. You can apply it to yourself, but every time it gets shot at, it'll charge up your alternative fire. So actually very strong. And for that, I'd have to say Magneto is S tier, and for good reason. The sustain king. Now, next we got ourselves Doctor Strange, who is also extremely good. Doctor Strange is a bit more mobile than Magneto because he's got the fly, and he's also got a portal. Now, what's great about Doctor Strange is he's got even larger range than Magneto, so you can hit with the daggers and Danak. Although they will be losing a bit of damage going into season 2, he'll also be gaining 100 health. So getting up to 700 health will make him pretty powerful, alongside his team up with Scarlet Witch, which is also very good. The thing with Doctor Strange is he's got a huge shield with 800 health, so he's also really good in a few different ways. So you can shield, attack, melee attack, shield attack, melee attack, and this will actually be kind of a combo, so you can do all of this here. What's nice about that is anytime you do your melee attack, it's charging up your it's charging up your dark magic, which you can use the Maelstrom of Madness to release. This is going for 1.3 times damage down to 1.2, which is unfortunate, and he's also losing the team with Hulk, which prevents the dark magic buildup from actually being very bad for him. But the thing, whenever he has his dark magic fully built up, it gives him anti-heal where he can't get healed. The thing with Doctor Strange though is his ultimate is also very situational, but if you can pull it off good, it's very powerful. A good way to use it is to either fly in above the targets, or you can drop down a portal here, and then as you're going into it, so you can just dive right through and then go boom. People won't see it coming. And what's nice about that is whenever you release the duplicate of themselves, if you hit their clone with your gamma or your energy release, it's going to pretty much take out most enemies. It'll also, if you have full dark magic when you pop your ultimate and then pop the Maelstrom of Madness here, if you have a Luna or anyone in their ultimate like Cloak and Dagger there, whenever you hit them with that, it's going to take them out in one shot, which is very good. Now he is losing 2 damage, so his daggers at Danak, he has 5 of them, they do 18 damage each. They are going down to 16 damage each, and the Maelstrom of Madness is going for 1.3 times the amount of dark magic you have built up. So if you had 100 dark magic, that's 130 damage. It'll be going down to 1.2, so a bit of a DPS loss, but that 100 extra health makes Doctor Strange very good into season 2. And I still think that he will be an S tier hero just due to the large shield size being very powerful. I think in season 1 he's better than Magneto, but just by a hair. Into season 2, we'll have to see with the team ups that they bring. But next we got ourselves Groot. Now Groot is really good if you have someone that can utilize his kit very well. The thing with Groot is you can place down these walls and block off their team from their healers, and then every time you attack them, your walls attack too. So you can see there, just 2 attacks and we can take them out. And also your grenade will also attack people. So very effective because, yeah, you can literally get your walls to take people out. You can also get pretty creative with it. Like, unfortunately, this isn't working out too well. But like, let's say we had a wall built up here, and then we built a wall on top of there. You're gonna see his damage is crazy because the walls will all attack. So if we were to actually have a third wall there, not that this is very realistic, you can see he can one-shot people with that. So his main attack does 70 damage, and the walls do a ton of damage as well. It's crazy. So another thing with him is his walls are great for shooting his ultimate into. So if you went like boom and pulled everyone in, yeah, his walls just will kill everyone in no time at all. So this becomes a very crazy strategy because, yeah, he just does so much damage. Groot is a great defensive tank, but also offensive because this main attack here does 70 damage. It has 8 bullets, I guess, per attack. And being able to double your damage with the walls is crazy. Also getting access to being able to create walls for different purposes is pretty fun too. So you can get creative putting it outside of doorways like this where people aren't likely to attack it, and then every time you attack them, their walls are attacking. He also has this wall here, which is great for blocking people off, but it'll also give you it gives you health whenever you attack nearby it. So you can see there we're gaining health every time that we attack, and this just makes me even more tanky. So you can also use this to block off objectives. You're playing domination, he's great. I would say that Groot, I want to say he's S tier, but some people say he's not as good. A good Groot player I'll put him probably top of the A tier. I feel like the other 2 tanks just have a bit more because they have shields and it's, you know, better for blocking attacks, and they're also pretty offensive as well. Whereas Groot, I don't know, I want to put him in the S tier really badly, but we'll just see how this ends up going. So next we got ourselves Thor, who's my favorite tank to play. What's great about Thor is he builds up the Thor force there. You can see the little hammers below, but he's got good mobility that can save him. Like if you're getting, let's say Spider-Man pulls you off a map, you can literally do your hammer spin and come back to safety. He's got this, which will slow enemies and restore his Thor force, but his damage is crazy. So he does 50 damage per attack, and then his alternative fire can be weaved in between his attacks. So you can do a hammer, throw your hammer, attack, and take out most targets. people tend to leave Thor alone for whatever reason too. Like if you're up in someone's face, they sometimes just deal with it. Like I'm not sure why, but yeah, if you can get that hammer throw off, you can do a ton of damage there, as you can see. Now the thing is, his ultimate is absolutely garbage. It's not that great. You can get really lucky with it. Like I got a hexa kill the other day with it, but what you want to do is you want to get in. You can see this area of effect where it hits in. The final hit does 220 damage. Every healer that's got reaction speed is going to get out of the way of your heal, or out of your ultimate. It's very hard to hit people unless they're very distracted, which can happen in overtime, so it's not likely that's never going to happen. But you can see here, he does so much damage, and with that hammer throw weaved in between his attacks, he's kind of a DPS-ish hero in a tank's body. He gets his health back by attacking, and you can see there, like, we have 825 health because we're able to just continually throw the hammer. Into season 2, he's going to be getting a movement speed buff going from 600 movement speed to 650, so a nice boost, the same as the Hulk is getting. And with that, he's also going to get another extra 100 health from a team up. He's losing his team up, but he's getting an extra 100 health. So it's basically just giving him the normal amount of health. But the movement speed will be a nice boost to Thor. I think he's going to be very powerful still into season 2. The extra movement speed is nice to chase down targets that are moving away from you. I think that the Thor is very strong, and yeah, not as strong as some of the others on this list. So as I said, I love playing Thor. I still don't think he's as high as some of the others. I might just throw him into the B tier as well. He has a niche, and I mean, DPS brawler type hero. He's not even like a dive. He's more of a disruptor. Get in, annoy. If you can grab a healer and pull them back to your team using Mjolnir, that is good. Kind of like what Wolverine does, but using Mjolnir. So if you take a healer back to your team and then beat them down with your team, that's a good way to, you know, help the team out. Next, we got ourselves Penny. Now, Penny's actually getting some substantial buffs. So she has 650 health. She's going to get her health buffed up to 750. And with this, so she has this main fire attack here, which will soon be able to headshot. So this actually drains people's health down really quickly. She also has a 40% movement speed debuff whenever she's in her attack form. You can see here when I'm not on the webs, but this is going to get reduced to 20%. So she'll be moving around faster, getting headshots, as well as being able to have 100% or 100 more health. Makes her crazy. She can also shut down like Scarlet Witch ultimates really well because she has this grapple attack, which will stop her. It also stops a lot of different ultimates if you catch them at the very start of their ult. So Penny's very, very strong. I think that she's going to be even stronger into season 2. I previously put her up in the S tier. I've hit Lord on Penny. I think she's fantastic, but with Penny, you have this Spider's Nest here, which is great for anti-dive. But if you don't have your Spider's Nest, you're missing out on your bonus health unless you pop. You can pop these down to give yourself extra health as well. So you can, like, if you're to lose your health, you can, I'll show you here. So we got 800 health right now. I guess when we're connected to it, it keeps our health as well. But what happens is when we go off of the platform, we start to lose our health again. But then whenever you pop this down, you keep your extra health, which is pretty crazy because you're constantly healing. So that's really nice for survivability's sake because you can just literally set up. And what's cool is you can like set up this so that it connects. And I guess we'll try to put that together and then we'll go. I guess that was, there we go. So our mines, if I can, you can kind of trick it out to follow through. You can see it was starting to do that. We got a couple mines there, but what happens is it'll actually grab and go towards a enemy like that. So you can get creative with how you set this up, and that's what makes Penny really fun. There's a few maps where she really dominates, but I think she's S tier personally. I really like playing her, but I'm gonna put her in the A tier. Groot might be a little bit better on certain maps, but she's definitely powerful. I play her quite a bit. Next, we got ourselves Captain America, who got a lot of buffs and actually became very, very good. He can now jump while using his shield. So the strategy with Captain America is just be squirrely and annoying. You kind of want to dive a bit, but your damage isn't high enough to be a dive. He is losing his team up with Thor, which was really good, and I'll showcase it in this video just in case you're watching in the future and you're wondering what his team up was if it doesn't ever return. But his team up with Thor is really fun because he buffs up Storm as well. But basically what he does is he gives it so that he gets a throwing attack with his shield, and it's pretty good DPS. Like, it's a really nice boost. Normally when you do 2 punches, you get 4 hammer, or you get 4 shield throws. So if you're in punch, you can come out and you got 5 seconds to do your hammer or your shield throws, which is pretty nice. He also has a shield throw ability, which will chain to different enemies. So if we're running around doing our defensive thing, you also have the diving strike there. You can throw your shield there between people, and it's actually pretty good. Being able to jump up like this is really his biggest part of his kit, because you probably had games where you have a Captain America running around the point, jumping around like this, impossible to hit. Really hard to deal with him. His ultimate is also really nice too, because it'll give your whole team healing over time and increases movement speed, so he can get in and actually get pretty close to the enemies and attack them. So he's really good. He wasn't this way before. He used to be the worst tank. Now I don't think he is. I think he's great at what he does, and that's just being a disruptor. And he's a bit of a dive. Like, you can go dive their healers with him. But the thing is, he's great on any type of defensive or offensive. You need someone on a position, he's going to be jumping around it, being hard to hit, and that makes it really fun and challenging to deal with him. So Captain America, I would say he did have some nice buffs. I might just put him in the B tier though. I feel like his damage output isn't high enough. He could be like kind of A tier with the ability to hold a position. Like, he's definitely the best at holding a position, other than like Magneto probably. I just feel like he's just not as good as some of the other heroes here and what they do. But finally, we got ourselves Hulk, who has a team up with Doctor Strange, which is going away. He also has a team up with Iron Man that's not going away, so turn him into the Hulk. He also has this charge jump attack. The charge, or I guess not attack, but it can be an attack. If you have a flyer, you can take them out with this. Now, Hulk's whole thing is he's a diver. Like, you get in, you get out when you need health. He's got this clap attack too, which is really good because it's also charged up even heavier. There's also a setting that you can always be charging your jump. So if you jump in, press space again so that you start charging it again, so that you have an escape route when you need it. He also can exile someone, which doesn't let them get hit until you hit them again, which is nice because you can just let them sit there. He also has this shield ability with only a 12-second cooldown, which will be changing to a 10-second cooldown. There's just so much to like about the Hulk. His team up is really powerful. That's why the Hulk gets banned so often. He probably isn't the best, but he's good because of his team ups being so good. Now, what's cool is you can take someone out with this. So if you get up, you're able to take out flyers with him. He also can take out like a Scarlet Witch in her ultimate, so you just run up, bash them with that. His ultimate though is really nice because it gives his clap attack a 2-second cooldown, or a 1-second cooldown, and his slap attack it does 130 damage, so it can 2-shot people. His attacks are strong, and you can actually grab someone at the very end of his ultimate. I wouldn't recommend doing it at the start because it's a DPS loss, but it's nice because you can do that and distract and then get back out. His movement speed, as I mentioned earlier, will be getting increased in season 2, so that's nice as well. But he's going to have a team up with Namor, and it looks pretty crazy. The damage output from the Gamma Squids is crazy. So I still think Hulk will get banned because Namor is getting banned quite a bit, just being a very annoying to deal with healer, or annoying to deal with anti-dive DPS hero. So I still feel like the Hulk will be banned quite frequently, just because of his skill set and powering up Iron Man and Namor. So with that, I would say Hulk is probably A tier just because of his the legendary ability to buff up others, but also he's very mobile, and in his ultimate he has a lot of extra health. I actually might put Groot up to S tier as well, just because Groot can literally stop people from doing a lot with his shield. With his walls, you can block healers off from their team. So if you have a DPS, you can wall them off, take them out really quickly. And I would say that overall he's pretty strong. So of all this DPS, or of all the tanks, Doctor Strange is probably the best in season 1, 1.5. Magneto being probably the second best, with a team of Scarlet Witch being very powerful. I do think that Magneto will be the best tank other than Emma Frost into season 2. And Emma Frost is going to be very strong herself, which will make them both the 2 best tanks. Doctor Strange and Groot obviously still going to be very strong, but Penny might even shift up to the S tier next year or season, because her extra buffs of extra 100 health, being able to critically hit on headshots and get a increased movement speed while shooting is very effective. But that's just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button too if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.